Hey, before I get started, I want to apologize about my last video. I kept saying the Washington Memorial. It's the Lincoln Memorial. That's where Lincoln's sitting at. Okay, but that's the building. But y'all get my drift. But let's talk about this building. Take a look at this building. Just look at the architect. Just look. Look at the stonemason. Professional. Just look at this. Just look at this stuff. Look at the details. Look how big these archways are compared to the people. You know what kind of sculpture you have to be? Now, I am expected to believe that people back in the 1800s was able to build these. Okay? Just look at this building. Look at the details. Look at the details. I'll take a look at these buildings before they tore them down. You know, back in the 1800s, you used to be able to travel from building to building in vehicles. Look at the vehicles on the buildings. Look at the people. Look at the people. You used to be able to get on these buildings and drive from building to building as far as you can see. Look at this. Who built this? That's what I want to know. Who built this stuff? Look at these buildings. Got whole fountains that you can actually drive in the building or sit it inside of the building. Look at this, and it go as far as the eye can see. Who built this? Or how about this building? Y'all see this? I just want to know who built these buildings, because all the photos I always see is little bitty people on them that look like they just found it or stumbled across this. I don't know. You know, like I said, who built this? Look at just look at the details. Who constructed this building? What architect sat down for years and planned this building? What engineer sat down and planned this building? We got to have some kind of paperwork. Why are we not building buildings like this no more? Now remember, in the 1800s, this was the main transportation. You know, no heavy equipment, no cars, no cranes, no bulldozers, horses. Okay, and you can go right here to Getty Images and get this. But this is from the 1800s, horses, with the same kind of people that, you know, dress the same that we see in all these old building photos from the 1800s. Okay, this was the citizens back then. You know, who built these buildings? Look at these power lines already ran up. Look at the buildings. You know, who built these buildings? Already had electric power. Look at the power lines. This supposed to be from the 1800s. Already got power lines running. Look at the power poles. Just look. But then we get here, this building already built, and it look like it's swampland, just where the Lincoln Memorial found when the very first picture they got. Remember, it looked just like this. So what happened? What reset happened? Something happened. Something happened. I don't know. But we don't build buildings like this no more. You got whole circles in this building. From one building to the other, you could just drive in the building and drive across. Take a look at that architect. Look at that engineering. Run farthest the eye can see. And like I said, by trade, you know, that's what I can sit here and talk about this all night because I can relate to it. I can't relate to you about, you know, an NBA player because I'm not in the NBA, but I can relate to you about building. What cranes they had to build this. Look at this right here. Just look. And we don't even know how high it go or how far they even go. Just look. You actually driving through buildings. Driving through buildings. Look at these buildings. But we have been led to believe people with this transportation, horses and buggies, and this is considered wealthy back in the 1800s, okay? This was considered wealthy. But we are sort of believe that a whole bunch of these people was able to build those big buildings with horses. But y'all jump in the comments and let me know. Like I said, the last video, I kept saying the Washington Memorial, but it's the Lincoln Memorial. But that's what I like to do as my hobby, is look at these buildings. Like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and build conspiracy theories on mud floods or recess, but I do have questions as a guy that's been doing this for over 25 years. With how was these big buildings built? By this was the only means of transportation. You know, back then in the 1800s, how was they built? But I need some engineers and some architects and some sculptors and master masons to jump in the comments and let me know.